Hi everyone, myself Dr. P. Ashok Babu. So in this video, I'm going to discuss about the electrical boundary conditions. So first of all, we'll discuss what is a boundary. Then we will discuss about the types of boundary conditions. Then we have a small derivations in three types of boundary conditions. So first of all, what is a boundary? If the field exists in a region consisting of two different media, the conditions that the field must satisfy at the interface separating the media are called boundary conditions. So I will repeat once again. If the field exists in a region, let us assume a region consisting of two different medias. Let us assume media 1 and media 2. The conditions that the field must satisfy at the interface separating the media are called boundary conditions. So let us assume it is a boundary and it is a media 1, media 2. So here the conditions that must satisfy at the boundary between the two surfaces are called boundary conditions. So here the conditions are helpful in determining the field on one side of the boundary if the field on the other side is known. Suppose if the conditions on first medium 1 is known, then it is easy to find the conditions in media 2. So there are different conditions are there. The different conditions are a dielectric condition and conductor dielectric condition, conductor free space condition. So here we can discuss the three types of boundary conditions: dielectric, conductor dielectric, conductor free space condition. So to determine the boundary conditions, we need to use the Maxwell equations. We need to use two Maxwell equations. The two Maxwell equations are, first one is a line integral of E into dl equal to 0. And the second one is surface integral d into ds is equal to q enclosed, which is also known as a Gauss law. So it is Gauss law. So by using the two conditions, we can find out the boundary conditions for the three types. So here the electric field E can be decomposed into two components. Let us assume E can be decomposed into a tangential component and normal component, Et plus En. The total electric field can be decomposed into tangential component and normal component. So first we will see the dielectric boundary condition. So to find out the dielectric boundary conditions, so here we have two figures. So consider the electric field existing in a region that consists of two different dielectric medias. So it is a media 1, is a media 2. Two dielectric medias, dielectric media 1 and dielectric media 2. Here let us assume a boundary between the media 1 and media 2. So here we need to find out the dielectric conditions between these two dielectric medias. So here if you observe the figure, so here it is a tangential, there is some tangential component. It is an electric field component of E1T, where it is E1T, it is a tangential component, tangential to the boundary. It is E1N. E1N is a normal to the boundary surface. The resultant of E1T, E1N will use the E1. Similarly, it's in media 2. So it is E2T, this is E21. The resultant of these two will use the E2. So here to find out the conditions. So here I am assuming some rectangular box. Here I am assuming some rectangular box to find out the boundary conditions. So here the points are A, B, C, D. Assume a boundary. Then here I am assuming the total width of the rectangular box is dw and the height of the rectangular box is dh, delta h or change in h. So next to find out the here we can observe the second figure, figure B. Figure B is used to determine the D1N equal to D22, D2N, where D1N is the electric flux density in normal electric flux density normal to the boundary. D2N is the electric flux density normal to the second condition or second media. So here the first one is used to find out the electric field intensity. Second one is used to find out the electric flux density. So here to find out the electric field intensity, here I am applying Maxwell equation, first equation. I am applying Maxwell first equation. Therefore here the electric field E1 is split into two parts, E1T plus E1N. the total will give the E1. Similarly, the electric field, second electric field of second media is decomposed into two parts. Tangential component of second media and tangential components of the second media, a normal component of a second media. E2 is equal to E2t plus E2n. So just I am assuming E is equal to, I am decomposing I am splitting the component into total electric field into tangential and normal. If it is a media 1, E1 is equal to E1t plus E1n. If it is media 2, it is E2 is equal to E2t plus E2n, like that. So I am assuming two components along the tangential and normal component. Here I am applying Maxwell equation to the rectangular box. Here if you apply a Maxwell first equation to the rectangular box, so here it is E1t, this one is E2t. So here along the normal path, in media 1 it is E1n, in media 2 it is E2n. Similarly, here it is E2n, here it is E1n. Next, if you apply Maxwell equation, when we are applying Maxwell equation, we need to assume that, so this part, the line A to B is positive. If I assume A to B is positive and C to D is negative, we need to assume, because these two are opposite to each other. So if it is positive, it is a negative. And similarly, the normal component along BC is positive and the normal component along DA is negative. Therefore, by applying a Maxwell equation, it is Maxwell first equation is line integral of E into dl is equal to 0. Therefore, directly I am assuming 0. 0 is equal to, so here we have a tangential component of electric field. It is E1t into width of that part, the width of that side AB is dw or delta W plus. So here I need to assume the normal component. Here normal component is divided into two parts, E1n and E2n. Therefore, E1n into delta H by 2 plus E2n into delta H by 2. Next, similarly third side. So here if already I have assumed that A to B is positive and I need to assume that C to D is negative. Therefore, it is minus E2t into delta W. Then already I have assumed B to C is positive. Therefore, I need to assume the D to A is negative. Therefore, it is minus E2n into delta H by 2 minus E1n into delta H by 2. Delta H by 2. So here we can cancel the negative terms and positive terms. So E1n into delta H by 2, E1n into delta H by 2, E2n into delta H by 2, E2n into delta H by 2 cancel each other. So after the cancellation terms, 0 is equal to this E1t into delta W minus E2t into delta W. I have the equation like this. Like this, I have the equation E1n into delta E1n into E1t into delta W, E1t into delta W minus E2t into delta W is equal to 0. Therefore, I can assume delta W equal to 0. Delta W cannot be 0 because it is a width. Therefore, I can equate E1t minus E2t is equal to 0, or we can write E1t is equal to E2t. Okay, so it means the tangential component of electric field is same on both the sides of a boundary. So from that equation, here the equation is, it is E1t is equal to E2t. So it means the tangential components of electric field are same on the two sides of a boundary. Next, therefore ET, the tangential component of electric field, undergoes no change on the boundary and it is said to be continuous across the boundary. We can say that the tangential components of electric field are continuous at the boundary. And next one, second one, we know that the electric flux density D is equal to epsilon E. So the electric flux density can be again resolved into two components, tangential and normal components. Therefore, already we know that E1t is equal to E2t. E12 can be expressed as E1t, can be expressed as it is D1t by epsilon 1. because d1t d is equal to epsilon e. D is equal to epsilon e. We can write d1t is equal to d1t by epsilon 1, which is equal to d2t by d2t by epsilon 2. d2t by epsilon 2. So here, if the media is different, when the media is different, E1 is not equal to E2. Epsilon 1 is not equal to epsilon 2. When media is different, the epsilon 1 is not equal to epsilon 2. When epsilon 1 is not equal to epsilon 2, so the value on left hand side is different from the value on the right hand side. Therefore, dt, the tangential component of electric flux density, undergoes some change across the interface. Hence, the tangential component of electric flux density is said to be discontinuous across the interface. The tangential component of electric field is continuous, whereas the tangential component of electric flux density is discontinuous at the boundary. So after completing the first one, we need to assume the second part. So second part of the figure is, so here we have the figure. In the figure, we have a rectangular, we have a cylindrical pillbox is there. So here, a cylindrical pillbox is there. To find out the electric flux density, assume a cylindrical pillbox across the boundary. So same as the previous one, here also, for electric flux density, it is d2t, tangential component, it is d2n. The resultant will give the d2. Therefore, d2 is equal to, we can write d2t plus d2n. Similarly, in media 1 also, it is d1t and it is, it's d1n and it is, here it is d1n. Resultant of the d1t. Resultant of these two will give the d1. Therefore, we can write d1 is equal to d1t plus d1n. So, it can be resolved into a normal component and tangential component. So, here to find out the electric flux density, here I am assuming a rectangular pillbox, cylindrical pillbox across the boundary. So, if you assume the change in height delta h equal to delta h tends to 0, when delta h tends to 0, so the two surfaces will touch each other at the boundary. When delta h is equal to 0, the two surfaces, the top surface and bottom surface will touch at the boundary. For apply Maxwell's second equation to the pillbox, when we apply Maxwell's second equation to the pillbox and assume that delta h tends to 0, surface 1 touches to the surface 2 at the boundary, then we have the charge, the change in charge, delta q is equal to, we have the equation already, a known equation, delta q is equal to, it is rho s into delta s. So it is the surface charge density. Delta q is equal to rho s into ds is the surface charge density, which is equal to, so when the two surfaces touches each other, we can consider the normal parts on both the sides. So if you consider the normal parts on both sides, so one side is d1n into delta s, another side is d2n into delta s. Okay, therefore we can cancel the delta s on both sides. Therefore we have rho s is equal to d1n minus d2n. d1n equal to d1n minus d2n equal to surface charge density rho s. For where rho s is a surface charge density. So if you assume surface charge density rho s equal to 0, then we have d1n is equal to d2n. If you assume surface charge density rho s equal to 0, we have d1n equal to d2n. So from equation 5, we can conclude that the normal component of electric flux density are continuous across the boundary. From equation 5, we can conclude that the normal component of electric flux density are continuous at the boundary. And we know that d is equal to epsilon e. We know that d is equal to epsilon e. Therefore, d1 is equal to, we can write epsilon 1 into e1n, and d2 is equal to, we can write epsilon 2 into e2n. So because these two are equal, d1n equal to d2n, we can equate the epsilon 1 into e1n is equal to epsilon 2 into e2n. For different media again, epsilon 1 is not equal to epsilon 2. When epsilon 1 is not equal to epsilon 2, the left hand side is not equal to right hand side. Therefore, there is some discontinuous value. We have some discontinuous value at the boundary. So from this we can conclude that the normal component of electric field intensity are discontinuous at the boundary. So we can conclude that the normal component of electric flux density is continuous at the boundary, and the normal component of electric field intensity is discontinuous at the boundary. So here the equations 3, 4. So equation 3, E1t is equal to E2t, and equation 4 is d1n minus d2n equal to rho s, and equation 5 is d1n equal to d2n. So 3, 4, 5 are known as the boundary conditions for dielectric boundary conditions. Boundary conditions for the dielectric media. Next we will see the refraction of electric flux density or electric field intensity for dielectric media. So to find out the refractive index, here we assume the same media 1, it is media 2. So in media 1 again, you assume the two angles here. So it is, this side is E1t, E1n, tangential component of electric field and normal component of the electric field. The resultant will give the E1 equal to E1t plus E1n. And here the electric flux density D1t, D1n will give, the resultant will give the D1. Similarly in media 2 also, so here it is D2t, tangential component, normal component is D2n, the resultant will give the D2, and small triangle is, it is E2n, E2t, resultant will use the E2. So like that you assume a triangles and assume theta 1, theta 2, theta 1 is in media 1 and theta 2 is in media 2. So here we use the boundary conditions to determine the refraction of electric field across the interface. So consider D1 or E1 and D2 or E2. So here which makes angles D1 or E1 makes angles of theta 1 and D2 or E2 makes angles of theta 2 with the normal at the interface, with the normal at the interface. So already we know that the tangential component of electric field are continuous at the boundary. Therefore we can use the E1t is equal to, we can write E1t is equal to E2t. E1t is equal to E2t. So from figure 1, let us assume in media 1. In media 1, so here we can express we can write an expression. So here some theta 1 is there. Theta 1 is there. So opposite side by hypotenuse. Opposite side by hypotenuse means here it is E1t by E1. E1t by E1 will give the sine of the angle sine theta 1. Therefore E1t is equal to, we have E1 into sine theta 1. E1 into sine theta 1. Similarly in media 2, it is opposite by hypotenuse. E2t by E2 is equal to sine theta 2. E2t is equal to E2 into sine theta 2. Therefore we can write, because E1t is equal to E2t, we can write E1 sine theta 1 is equal to E2 sine theta 2. E1 sine theta 1 equal to E2 sine theta 2. Let us assume it is equation 6. Similarly, so here we can write the we can assume the normal part. We can assume the normal part. So here if you assume the normal part, so here the normal components of electric flux density are continuous at the boundary. Therefore we have D1n equal to D2n. D1n equal to D2n. We know the normal component of electric flux density. So here to find out that, again you go through the figure D1. We need to find out the D1n. So here to find out the D1n by D1 is equal to cos theta 1. D1n by D1 equal to cos theta 1. Similarly, D2n by D2 is equal to cos theta 2. Cos theta 2. So we can observe from the diagram D1n. So it is adjacent by hypotenuse. D1n by D1. Adjacent by hypotenuse will give the cos of the angle. So here also adjacent by hypotenuse. D2n by D2 will give the cos of the angle. So here we can write the D1n is equal to D1 cos theta 1 d2n is equal to d2 cos theta 2. So if d1n equal to d2n, then we can write d1 cos theta 1 equal to d2 cos theta 2. So let us assume it is equation 7. Or in place of d1, we can write d, because d is equal to epsilon into e. We can write epsilon 1 into e1 cos theta 1 equal to epsilon 2 e2 cos theta 2. Epsilon 2 e2 cos theta 2. Now divide the equation 6 with equation 7. So if you divide the equation 6 with equation 7, so here equation 6 is e1 sin theta 1 by e2 sin theta 2. E1 sin theta 1 by e2 sin theta 2. E1 cancel each other. Sin theta 1 by cos theta 1 will use the tan theta 1. Tan theta 1 by epsilon 1. Tan theta 1 by epsilon 1. Similarly, tan theta 2 by epsilon 2. Where epsilon 1 equal to epsilon naught into epsilon r1 and epsilon 2 equal to epsilon naught into epsilon r2. So therefore, tan theta 1 by tan theta 2 equal to epsilon 1 by epsilon 2. And because epsilon 1 equal to epsilon naught into epsilon r1, epsilon 2 equal to epsilon naught into epsilon r2. So here epsilon naught, epsilon 1 cancel each other. Epsilon naught, both are cancel each other. Therefore, tan theta 1 by tan theta 2 equal to epsilon r1 by epsilon r2. So let us assume it is equation 8. Equation 8 is known as the law of refraction of electric field. Law of refraction of electric field for it may be for electric field density or electric flux density. We can use the law of refraction both for electric field and electric flux density. Next, we'll see the second boundary condition. The second boundary condition is conductor dielectric boundary condition. So here the conductor in conductor dielectric condition, the first media is, let us assume, a dielectric media, and second media is assumed as a conductor. So the conductor is assumed to be a perfect conductor. When conductor is perfect, then within the conductor, the electric field intensity E is equal to 0. When electric field is E equal to 0, then the electric flux density D is also 0, and the charge density rho s equal to 0. Then we need to find out the boundary condition only for dielectric media only. So here to same as the previous method, dielectric method, to find out the boundary condition, assume a rectangular box. So here to find out the dielectric flux density, assume a pill box. Assume a pill box here, same as the previous one. So here apply Maxwell first equation to the rectangular box. If you apply Maxwell first equation to the rectangular box, so same as the previous one. So here, I will draw the equation. I will draw that rectangular box. So here is a rectangular box is there. So it is some A, B, C, D. So it is the tangential component E1T. So here it is E2T. Total is delta H, and it is the width is delta W. So it is E1N, E2N. It is E2N, E1N. So because the electric field in the conductor is 0, here E2N, it will be E is equal to 0 here. So apply boundary condition, Maxwell first equation to the rectangular box. Then we have 0 is equal to, first one is 0 into 0. 0 is equal to, here we have E1T. E1T into delta W plus E1N into delta H by 2 plus it is 0. 0 into delta H by 2 minus 0 because electric field intensity is 0. And here also it is 0 minus E1N into delta H by 2. So here E1N into delta H by 2 minus E1N into delta H by 2 cancel each other. Therefore, we have the equation E1T into delta W is equal to 0. Therefore, we can write Et is equal to 0. It means the tangential component of electric field is 0. The tangential component of electric field is 0. Similarly, if you apply Maxwell's second equation to the cylindrical pill box, so here the pill box is like that, and delta H tends to 0. And already we know that the charge dq is equal to dn into delta s, dn into delta s. And if I assume delta H tends to 0, as delta H tends to 0, the two surfaces touches at the boundary. When the two surfaces touches at the boundary, then we can assume the two normal components. So it is D1n, it is D2n, D1n and D2n. Because electric field intensity in media 2 is 0, therefore D2n directly becomes 0. We have only D1n only. Therefore, the charge dq is equal to dn into delta s minus d2n is 0. Therefore, 0 into delta s. And we know that dn is equal to, therefore dq is equal to, we have equation dn into delta s, and dn can be written as dn is equal to delta q by delta s. So, which is nothing but a charge density, surface charge density. dn is equal to surface charge density, which is the other boundary condition. So, boundary condition is, first one is Et is equal to 0, second one is dn is equal to rho s. dn equal to rho s. So, from the boundary conditions, we can observe that. So, here the no electric field may exist within a conductor. So, the electric field is 0 within a conductor. Therefore, we can write the volume charge density rho v is equal to 0 and electric field E is equal to 0. And we know that the relation between electric and potential E is equal to minus del V, which is equal to 0. Therefore, we can conclude that there can be no potential difference between any 2 points in the conductor, and we can call it as a equipotential body. So, an electric field E must be external to the conductor and must be normal to its surface only. So, because Et is equal to 0, Et equal to 0 means in tangential component the electric field is 0. The electric field may present external to the conductor, and that it will present along the normal direction only. It will present along the normal direction only. Therefore, we can write dt is equal to epsilon naught into epsilon r into Et is equal to 0, because tangential component is 0, and dn is equal to epsilon naught into epsilon r into En, which is equal to rho s, which is equal to rho s. So, this is about the conductor dielectric boundary condition. Third one is conductor free space boundary conditions. So, in conductor free space condition, the media 2 is, let us assume, conductor, and media 1 is free space. Let us assume media 1 as free space. So, if you assume the media 1 is free space, so here we can find out the boundary conditions simply by replacing the epsilon r equal to 1 in conductor in conductor dielectric boundary conditions. If we replace epsilon r equal to 1, then we can have the boundary conditions for conductor free space boundary conditions. So, here we have delta dt is equal to, we have the dt is equal to epsilon naught into epsilon r into Et, which is equal to 0. This is the first boundary condition. Second boundary condition is dn is equal to epsilon naught into epsilon r into En, which is equal to rho s. So, these are the two boundary conditions for the conductor dielectric medium, conductor dielectric surface. So, in these two equations, if we substitute epsilon r equal to 1, then we can have the conductor free space boundary conditions. Therefore, the conductor free space boundary conditions are delta dt is equal to, it is epsilon naught into, in place of epsilon r, you can substitute 1, Et is equal to 0, and dn is equal to epsilon naught into 1 into En, which is equal to rho s. Therefore, the two boundary conditions are dt is equal to epsilon naught into epsilon d is equal to 0, and dn is equal to epsilon naught into En, which is equal to rho s. So, this is about the boundary conditions. So, the first boundary condition is conductor boundary condition, dielectric boundary condition. Second boundary condition is conductor dielectric boundary condition. Third one is conductor free space boundary conditions. This is about the boundary conditions of a electric field intensity, electric field. Okay, thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.